Hi there, today's video I am going through my seed haul and looking over what varieties of peppers I will be planting for the 2022 season for food preservation for my family for the entire year 2022. The first one I am wanting to talk about that I did grow last year is called Purple Beauty. I grew these last year. I ordered the seeds from West Coast Seeds, and I did not have the best of luck with them simply because I had made a lot of mistakes and we had a lot of stunting going on with the weather. So they're supposed to create or grow 12 blocky fruits per plant, and they're supposed to start off green and then mature to a darker color. I did not have that occur. I did have lots of little tiny dark fruits. The one thing I did like about them is I found that they freeze dried and reconstituted the best. They did have the best flavor when freeze drying and processing them that way. So I will be definitely growing these again, and hopefully I'll be able to master this a little bit better. They are, a 70 to 75 day pepper. So that's right in my alley considering I have a 100-day grow season. This one is new to me. I ordered this from Johnny's Seeds. It is a hybrid bell pepper called Snowball F1. And I think I originally heard about this from You Can't Eat the Grass. Serena and Ian had grown this last year, I believe, and they're fellow Canadian YouTubers. So I wanted to try this one. I thought it was really interesting. It is a 65-day to white and an 85-day to orange maturing pepper. So I'm really interested. I have not grown this one before. I'm definitely really intrigued. I think I could use this for a lot of different recipes. And I like the fact that it's a 65-day to maturity because, we do have a very short growing season here. So very intrigued with this one. According to Johnny's catalog information, this is a exclusive ivory colored bell. Fruits are medium sized, blocky, and mostly four-lobed. They mature from an ivory to a yellow and finally golden yellow. Flavor is mild when ivory and sweet and fruity when golden. Sturdy medium sized plants that provide average leaf coverage and have a high yield potential. Next on my list, I have Sweet Sunrise. This is also a Johnny Seed hybrid bell pepper, and I am growing this one in place of the California Wonder in my garden this year. It starts out as a blocky, dark green fruit that ripens to yellow, and so I'm kind of using it as a 2-for-1 in my garden to use up the space more efficiently. So this one is a medium-large 3- and 4-lobe fruit that are blocky and slightly elongated. It has both a sweet and a fruity flavor, and it also has fewer days to maturity than the Flavor Burst. So I'm really excited for that. It's a medium-sized plant with a better leaf coverage, perfect for my climate. This pepper was bred by Janika Eckert. I hope I said that right. It has a 65-day to green and an 85 to yellow maturity date. Next is another new to me this year pepper, which is by Johnny's Select Seeds. It is called Glow. It is a hybrid sweet pepper, and it has a 2 to 3 lobed elongated shape. They're quite big, actually. The peppers themselves are like 4 to 5 inches long, and they have a sweet and fruity flavor. They have a medium plant size, and they are very early and easy to grow, which I've also heard these are great for diverse climates. So this really intrigued me, and I wanted to try them to see how they do up here in northern Alberta. This is a packet of California Wonders. I'm not growing these this year. So this jalapeno I'm growing is hotter than a regular jalapeno. It is a spicy slice F1, and this pepper, the seeds are not what's hot, only the flesh and the pith are also extremely hot compared to the regular jalapenos. So this one is one I'm growing because I want that hotter salsa. I want to hit those really, really hot levels of salsa without having to add or grow different types of peppers that are harder to grow in our climate. So this was my resolution, to get a hotter jalapeno pepper and use my regular the regular jalapeno M's for fresh eating and nachos and tacos and those kind of things. So this one is going to be my canning pepper. It is significantly hot throughout the flesh and the pith as well. So it was a West Coast seed, and I did purchase this for last season, but I didn't get it grown. But it will be definitely on my grow list this year. It will mature to red, which is nice. Last year, I grew jalapeno M variety of chili peppers, and I really liked them. They didn't perform like having like the abundance that I was expecting, but they did produce some really nice little peppers. I really enjoyed using them as freeze drying preserves. So I just chopped them up and freeze dried them, and I actually used them later in making salsa, and they were really, really good. They had a very nice flavor, and they aren't too hot. So I enjoyed making, cooking with these more frequently. They had a nice flavor to them, really nice little pepper, and they grew fairly well considering our climate was a little bit harsh on them last year. So I'm really excited to have these. I would plan to use these for both salsa, freeze drying, maybe some freezing, and most definitely cowboy candy. They are a thick-walled, medium heat jalapeno, and I purchased these from West Coast Seeds. The next pepper is a thin wall pepper. It's actually a cayenne pepper that I want to attempt to make fermented hot sauce with this coming season. We love hot sauce in our house, and I go through it really, really extensively. So this was really intriguing when I seen this one. Even though it matures a little bit later than the Red Rocket variety, which would probably be better suited for my zone, I do know that the production, there's more, it produces more fruit. I plan to grow this in my greenhouse to see how it will produce, and because I want to use less space indoors, this was the reason why I went with this one opposed to the other variety, the Red Rocket variety. So this is an experiment this year. I've never grown a thin wall pepper like a cayenne in this variety before, so I'm really intrigued and I'm excited about it. I ordered this one from Johnny's Select Seeds. This next pepper is my absolute favorite to grow. I've grown it several years in a row now, and I will never go a year without growing it. It is a Hungarian hot wax pepper. I ordered this seed from VC's in Canada. I've also ordered this from Johnny's Seeds in the States. It is a really highly productive pepper that does incredible in our climate. You will never be disappointed, and this thing it'll produce fruit right up until freeze up. No joke. It will produce and produce and produce. I grow this one for canning. I use it in salsa. I use it in hot sauce. I also use it in, I did freeze dry it. I wasn't particularly impressed with it freeze dried. I didn't like it as much as I did in the sauces, but it does can up really, really well. It is it starts out like a greeny yellow kind of thing, and then it turns to an orange and then a red. It is really, really pretty for pickled banana peppers, for hot peppers. This is the perfect pepper for that. And they're really great for eating, roasting, cooking, those kind of things. The next pepper is kind of actually the sister of one that we've already talked about. This one's called the Red Rocket. And the Red Rocket is actually a less productive version of the Red Flame. It's a little bit earlier than the Red Flame cayenne pepper that I had talked about earlier. So the Red Rocket, it's the same as the Red Flame, except for it matures within 55 days for green and 75 days for red, which it doesn't have as much production as the Red Flame. So what I did is I wanted to get both of these peppers and grow them side by side to see which one was actually better here for me in my climate. I'll be making sauce with this too, hot sauce. This next pepper is a Hungarian cheese blend pepper. It is incredible. It's a thick-walled pepper. I grew it last year, and I cannot tell you how impressed I was with its performance. It's a thick-walled miniature bell pepper. It is super, super delicious. The flavor is awesome. I grew it indoors in a greenhouse, in a container, and I grew it in the ground in the garden, and all 3 ways outperformed all of the other sweet peppers. Mind blown. They were awesome. They freeze dried, they preserved well. I used them in canning. A really nice all-around pepper. I would recommend this pepper for you if you are growing in like a container on a patio, or if you're just trying to like, because the plants themselves don't get overly large, they fill up. So you could probably plant these as companion plants, and they would do very well crowded as well, because I did grow them crowded and they just performed. So these seeds, I ordered them from West Coast Seeds, but I do believe that Johnny's has them and a few other places have them as well. This is the menace of my garden last year. I tried to grow these red habanero peppers for making a fermented hot sauce for my beautiful niece, and I never ever got to try even one pepper off of these because the hail decided to take them out twice. So this year I am going to give the red habanero a second shot, and I'll be starting these seeds in February again. And I will be planting them into my greenhouse to give them a fair shot where I can hopefully be able to harvest some of these beautiful peppers and make some fermented hot sauce and perhaps some sriracha from these beautiful peppers. Fingers crossed. I ordered these from West Coast Seeds. I think they're pretty common. They are 100-day maturity, so I have my work cut out for me to get these to actually produce fruit in our 100-day growing season, because we don't have that many warm days. So yeah, these will have to be started as seedlings very, very early and then put out into the greenhouse, and hope for the best. I will tell you that the actual foliage of these plants is absolutely stunning. It is a really great filler plant in landscapes. They are beautiful. So that's something to consider if you are wanting to achieve growing peppers or having a cottage-like garden. These are a really beautiful plant. I also ordered another jalapeno from VC's. It hasn't gotten here yet, but it's called early jalapeno, and it produces 1.5 inch sized jalapenos. Their maturity is 65 days to green, 85 days to red. So I wanted to give those a try just to see which ones perform best here, in comparison to the other 2 varieties that I had mentioned earlier. I also ordered from VC's this sweet pepper. It's called the dragonfly pepper. It is new, and it apparently will produce fruit into the fall even after the temperatures have dropped. Its maturity is 60 to 65 days from transplant. So this is has me so excited. I cannot wait to try this pepper in our climate. Another bell pepper that I ordered from VC's, it's new to me to grow this year, is a Sweet Sunrise organic pepper. Now this one is a very early maturing one as well. I'm told it does do well in short season, so I'm really excited to try that. Apparently it does stay fairly crisp, and it has a very fruity, sweet flavor. So it's a 65-day pepper to green and a 78-day to yellow. I'm really excited to be cooking and preserving with this one. Another one from VC's is another experiment. I want to trial this one too to see how well it does here in our climate. It's supposed to be extra early, just a dark green fruit, like a medium-sized 3 to 4 lobed green pepper. It's supposed to be a really heavy feeder though, and I think most peppers are, so that doesn't really bother me, but I would like to see how it holds up to greenhouse growing with sunburn and such, to see what what it holds up like. It is a 60 to 65 day maturity after transplanting. So I'm really excited to see how this one holds up for us here in the north. The name of it is New Ace Pepper. So now we're going to save the best for last, the black Hungarian pepper. I am so excited to try this one. I seen it for the first time on the West Coast Seeds website and I bought it instantaneously. I love the Hungarian series of peppers. I cannot wait to try this. I want to know if this pepper is how it's going to hold up in comparison to the jalapenos, because the Hungarians grow so good in our climate, in our 100-day climate. So I just cannot wait to see what this pepper is like, how it performs. This is just like, I can't even tell you how excited I am about this pepper. So if you've ever grown the black Hungarian pepper, let me know what you thought of it. I'm so interested. It's apparently a medium heat and a really heavy producer. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little seed haul. I do have a few other varieties of peppers that I had ordered. I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting them this year. So if I do, I will be doing another video update. This little video right here, this clip is some of the peppers that I grew last year. I hope that you enjoyed and learned something from this video, and I'll hope to see you again soon in the next one when I do some of my other seed cataloging for future reference. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for being here. So much love. Bye for now.